What is going on, Summoners? We're back here today with another Champion Deep Dive. Today, we're talking about Isophyne. So, sit back and relax, because it's time to get into it. Isophyne enters the contest as a mystic idol, granting immunity to bleed, cold snap, and frostbite effects. Idols also have fractured power bars. This means they can perform any special attack as long as they have the power to do so. Isophyne's mystical physiology causes their attacks to deal energy damage, and they benefit from rank 3 of the Mystic Dispersion Mastery even if it's not activated. However, combat power rate is reduced by 25%. Also, both champions' light attacks have a 35% chance to nullify one buff off of Isophyne's opponent. And if the opponent has a Pierce effect active, this becomes 70%. And whenever any of Isophyne's personal nullify abilities would trigger, but the opponent does not have any buffs active, they gain an instant power gain granting 10% of a bar of power or 3.5% as a defender. Now, when crossing a bar of power, Isophyne gains 2 ego passives. They also gain 1 whenever a buff is nullified. Ego lasts for 3.5 seconds, expire 1 at a time, and are paused during specials. Each ego passive grants increased attack and energy resistance, and maxes out at 10 stacks. Now, let's check out their special attacks. On the first hit of their special 1, they inflict an energy vulnerability passive for 14 seconds. This is paused during special attacks and strikers. They also gain a second if activated above 2 bars of power, and the final hit nullifies 2 buffs on the opponent. With the special 2, the final hit inflicts a non-stacking 100% wither passive for 24 seconds. While active, whenever they trigger a nullify, another is triggered. And if this is activated after hitting the opponent's block with a light or medium, this special is passively unblockable. Additionally, for each ego passive, a fury passive will trigger for the duration of the attack. The Special 3! At the end of this attack, the opponent suffers from a non-stacking degen passive, dealing direct damage over 35 seconds. This damage is increased for each personal energy vulnerability on the opponent. And while it's active, Isophyne's Special 1 inflicts an additional energy vulnerability. Now, let's check out their signature ability. When awakened, as an attacker, activating a special attack grants Isophyne a non-stacking regen passive, healing up to 0.6% of missing health for each ego passive over 4 seconds. Additionally, Isophyne starts each fight with a power gain passive, granting up to 99% of a bar of power over 10 seconds. Also, Isophyne won't let any cosmic threats escape their fate. They're inflicted with an indefinite 125% marked passive when their health drops below 10%. Now, let's take them out for a spin in the champion rotation. To begin, strike the opponent and focus on your lights to trigger your nullify or instant power gain. Build to above 2 bars of power, then launch your special 1 to inflict 2 energy vulnerability. Depending on the fight before you, you might want to stack a few more if that health pool is chunky. Remember, you'll nullify 2 buffs on the final hit of that special 1, so use that Mystic Dispersion to your advantage and launch those specials back to back. Once you're ramped, build to your special 2 and launch to punish your opponent with massive furies and big yellow numbers. Now, if you're up against an opponent with a lot of buffs, you'll have no issue ramping your ego passives, stacking those energy vulnerabilities, and devastating the opponent with an onslaught of brutal special attacks. And hey, keep in mind, with her Sig ability, no cosmic opponent will be able to escape their fate. When falling below 10%, they're inflicted with a 125% marked passive. So, don't be too scared of a little death immunity or immortality. Thank you for watching this champion deep dive for Isophyne. And hey, if you like the video and want to see more, click subscribe, like, comment, and share. And if you haven't already, join the official Marvel Contest of Champions Discord and come discuss. And remember, we'll see you in the Battlerealm.